Hello, friends. This is Stef from PPC University. For now, you should see if if technology-wise everything is right. You should see the homepage of our website. I have to say now because the team is increasing. We'll just give it a few more seconds because a few people I know will be joining from overseas, and sometimes the lag of the internet with lower latency internet connections takes a minute or two until they see the first images. But anyway, this live stream, will be recorded. Obviously, it will be available on YouTube. And something new today, we are testing actually a simultaneous live stream on YouTube, several channels on Facebook and Twitter as well. So I would suggest to go live. So welcome, hi. So again, Stef here from PPC University. And today's live stream, I wanted to shortly explain or give you the story, how everything started, for me at least. And that was some 15 years ago, really. You know, I am now an owner of a digital agency working from home. So it's a home-based digital agency. But obviously, I didn't start out with an agency. I started as a digital marketer doing PPC marketing. But in the very beginning, so that you understand where I'm coming from, and that because this might be maybe of interest to you if you are asking yourself the question, how to become a digital marketer. And that's really the purpose of PPC University, to help people become digital marketers, even complete beginners. And when I started out, I was actually believe it or not, a scuba diver or a scuba instructor working in the Caribbean, but not to help people learn how to scuba dive, but rather I was educating dive centers across the Caribbean in coral reef biology. So basically, and the year was 2005, so that's now 15 years ago. That's why I said 15 years ago. At that time, I had developed a course system very early on a system called Moodle at that time. And I was teaching divers and specifically scuba instructors the fundamental knowledge they would need to explain to their diving customers what was going on in the water. So coral reef biology, basically, I was teaching. And at some point in time, and at that time, I already started doing Google ads to find dive centers interested in that type of teaching. And at some point in time, one owner of one dive center in the Cayman Islands, his name is Stephen Broadbelt, a very fine gentleman. I'm fondly thinking back to meeting him. Asked me, "Hey, Stef, I know that you are doing Google AdWords." That was the name back then, Google AdWords. I know that you do that. Is there something that you think you could do to help me find more clients for our diving business? Because dive centers always require finding tourists to fill the dive boats and the hotels, the resorts in those local areas in the Caribbean. And I said, yeah, sure, why not? Let's give this a try. And I told him, and I asked him first, well, what is it that you'd like to offer? What is the objective? So he told me, hey, I need more people filling the dive boats, find more people for our diving excursions. And his dive center, which is very, very well situated in the Cayman Islands, is catering specifically to divers who are interested to see stingrays up close. So his dive center really brings you in the water and makes you dive with stingrays, like right next to you. They're coming up to you. It's really incredible. So lo and behold, I just sat down in front of the computer and I wrote the first ad for Steve. And it took, I knew this already, obviously, but for Steve, it was like he was puzzled. It took 2 hours approximately to receive the first emails and the first calls coming in. So he was quite flabbergasted. He was like surprised with what ease you could actually put a campaign online. And I mean, from there on, he continued wanting to have me taking care of his Google Ads campaigns, which I did. It was a lot of fun for me at the same time. But when I saw this, I was saying to myself, if a person, a dive center, an owner of a dive center like Steve, needs this type of service, then there may be a very high chance that he would not be alone in the market to want this type of service. And that was approximately the time where, my course system to teach dive centers and scuba instructors coral reef biology and to apply that knowledge in the water, because we really mapped coral reefs, and it was an entire system which dive centers enjoyed very much, and we did a lot with Club Med in the end. But for me, it's always been kind of difficult because I live in Canada, and so whenever I had to go down the Caribbean and to dives and meet them, training them up and helping them teach coral reef biology, well, I had to take the plane right from Montreal down to the Caribbean each time a dive center. So I tried to combine all those, obviously, to have several dive centers at the same time, but it's difficult, or it was difficult at that time to make ends meet, really. So yes, of course, we were paid to do this, but at the same time, the flights and all the collateral in terms of the fees coming back to us were just too big at some point in time. And that was approximately the time where Steve asked me to give him a hand with Google Ads. So, and that's where something happened in my head, and I said to myself, oh, wait a minute, if this thing with Beautiful Oceans, that was the name of the company, isn't kickoff because of the cost factor, then you'd better look for something else, or at least in parallel to have a backup plan. So, and that's where I really started to think about PPC as a career. And when I came back to Canada after this experience, obviously I sat down and I was looking for other dive centers, but I was also looking for local clients here in Montreal. And so that's now 10 years back, 12 years back approximately. And I always remember the first time I was looking for clients, because you have to know, like, if you see me now speaking in front of a camera, I'm pretty much at ease. I mean, I love the stuff, right? I love live streams. I love talking. I love communicating. I love helping people understand things. I mean, it's really, my education now has become a big thing of something I actually discovered that I like very much. But back then, you didn't see me with ease pick a phone and talk to anyone because I didn't like it, right? So I had to overcome some personal hurdles here. But I always remember one of the first things I did, I went to a local trade show. And I was thinking, local trade shows, and this was a trade show for everything around the house, habitat. So everything that's roofing, a swimming pool that needs to be added to a house, interior design, gardening, you name it, everything around the house. So house owners, and lots of companies were exposing their products, obviously, on the trade show. So I said to myself, well, that's a perfect opportunity to just hit the floor with my business cards that I did at that time. And I can show you what I did actually when I printed those business cards. I made sure that my business cards, do I find it now? Let me grab one. That my business cards had the, I don't know if you can, let me switch camera quickly so that you can see it maybe a little bit closer. I made sure that my, can you see this? No, badly. Okay, I made sure that my business cards have the Google certified partner logo on them, okay? And business cards cost nothing today. So I put that on my business card, and that made a serious impression on those dive centers, on those clients in Montreal. And I just saw, I think, 4 or 5. And I just left my card, and I made my speech, introduced my services to them. And and went back home, and I called them up the week after or a few days later anyway. So and that was just like, I just wanted to throw a stone in the water to see how this works and if it's possible to find clients like this. And yeah, well, guess what? Of course, I found 2 clients at that point in time, with one client being with me up to this day. And it's been over 10 years, or almost 10 years with this client. That was 10 years ago when I started really like looking for clients. And just so you know, I really, since this time, I never ever had to have a strategy to find clients on an ongoing basis. As strange as it may sound, beginning with this client, things unraveled. Whenever I met somebody, talked about what I was doing, gave them my business card, they called me, were interested, became a client. Stef from this first company that I found on the trade show introduced me to other people, and I got clients like this. Then there came there was one community that I belonged to, a business community, where I got a few leads as well. Actually, yes, I was not actively looking for clients, no strategy, but well, it was a strategy, no, of course, but I never had problems finding clients. And I really I think it is strongly related to the fact that if a client at some point in time likes what you're doing, starts to trust that what you're doing is of value to the business, if your personality comes across as somebody professional, then clients, they stick with you. That's for a client looking for marketing, digital marketing, there's no reason to switch to someone else if they're happy with what you're doing. So I always made sure that they're happy with what I was doing, obviously. And from there, the ball just started rolling, and my revenues increased, and the revenue per client increased as well. And very quickly, it took maybe 6 months or so for me to hit the monthly revenue that's required to have a 6-figure business. So, and the courses that we are offering now, because we have several people at PPC University, really aim at helping even total beginners to build a 6-figure digital marketing business, because that's what I did. I know how it works, and I know it's perfectly feasible even for complete beginners. And when I say complete beginners, I really mean it, because I was a complete beginner. My background, just for your understanding, my background is actually marketing. So I'm not a complete beginner when it comes to marketing. But my marketing expertise was in the 90s. In the 90s, there was no digital marketing, right? So when all that started in 2000, 2001, 2003, and I started with Google Ads or Google AdWords at that time in 2002 or 3 for this first company that I had, trust me, there's nothing that I could take from my old experience except for the basic concepts of marketing in terms of how do you position a product, what strategy to apply. In terms of the branding, yes, I had some ideas and some knowledge, but digital marketing is such a new horse that you need to get onto. I had to relearn everything, or for me, it was not even an impression of relearning. I literally started from scratch. And the message basically that I want to get across is, if I have been able to do this as a SCUBA instructor, as a coral reef biology teacher, then anyone can do this, really. It's not rocket science. It's not difficult. You just have to start somewhere, and you have to have a strategy to know where to start. That's the more important question. So if I would have to give an advice for somebody who's just starting out, and I know a lot of people are hurting right now because maybe you have lost your job, or you're in a position where you just don't like what you're doing anymore, and you're thinking about switching career, or maybe you've been thinking for quite some time to become your own boss, and you're looking for an opportunity or an idea. If digital marketing even remotely makes sense to you, then I think there's never been a better time to do this, because most of us have been working from home right now. Most of us know that it works because we do it already, right? When we start to learn the tools that we need to work from home, everybody is on Zoom all the time for the meetings. So what I did all that 10 years ago already. This was not new for me. When COVID hit, the pandemic hit, for me, the only change was suddenly my family was with me at home, right? And but other than that, I've been using these tools for a long time, so I know that it was possible. For a lot of you guys and girls out there, you just learned and you just discovered that this is possible. So if any of that has at some point in time crossed your mind, changing job, you've let go and you don't have a job anymore, you wanted to become your own boss, or maybe you're doing some form of digital marketing already, social media, search engine optimization, maybe you do even some PPC, maybe you do content marketing. For those of you who are writing blogs or articles for blogs and you have clients, Jesus, I mean, you have the possibility obviously to really build this business working from home. And if you have already something like this and you're freelancing, for example, well, to put that on a next level, to scale up, making more revenue, and maybe why not building a team if you want to build an agency, as I do working from home, then you need to know how to do this. And that's what I teach at PPC University. So basically, the most valuable idea that I can give to someone starting out, and if you are not yet familiar with digital marketing, the first thing probably is to figure out whether or not it's something that could be for you. Because I've got to be honest, digital marketing is not necessarily for everyone. If you want to go into digital marketing, if that is of interest to you, the first thing to ask to yourself is, well, how much do you like the internet in general? And I'm not talking about going on Facebook every day. That's for me an absolute prerequisite. Not Facebook, but the internet in general, like being on Google, finding the information on Google, going on some form of social media, using the tools that we have for our distraction every day, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. But for digital marketing, actually, there should be a little bit more of interest in the sense of, how does the things work? You should have already some kind of interest in terms of social media branding. Maybe you've done some banners, you've done your own channel or your own page on Facebook and you wanted to promote it. Maybe you were wondering how this entire PPC with Google Ads works, and you were wondering, how does it come that those guys know what I like and those ads are popping up for a new car? How do they know that I'm looking for a new car? I mean, what I want to say is they're very easy check marks to set for you to know whether or not it could potentially something that would be of interest to you. You are very likely you know some sort of analytics. If you've never heard about Google Analytics or Google Search Console, or if you've never heard about search engine optimization, I'm not saying you should know how to do it. I'm saying never heard about it. If you heard about it and you had some form of interest of what this actually is, even if you didn't understand how it works at all, because quite frankly, it can be complex, that is enough to know whether or not it could be something of interest to you, digital marketing. Secondly, what I want you to know that digital marketing, like digital marketing, is not one monolithic thing. It's actually 7 different types of marketing, and they're very different from each other. They're different from each other, but there is a connection between all. So what are those 7? First of all, you have PPC marketing. So that's Google ads. Whenever you search on Google and ads appear, they are contextual to your search. That's PPC. PPC is also Facebook ads, because advertisers pay when you click on ads. They can also pay for exposure, which is what's called a CPM model, cost per mil, but it's still considered PPC. Then you have social media management, social media marketing, everything using social media to drive people's interest into a brand or a product or a service. You have search engine optimization. Search engine optimization has become very closely related now to content marketing. Content marketing being writing content for websites so that those web pages show up in Google, which allows you to drive traffic to websites. I don't want to go into details now. I will have live streams talking about this in more detail. I just go through all those 7 types of digital marketing. You have email marketing. Very specifically, email marketing is how to have a marketing funnel where you send specific email to people that have been interested in a specific topic. You provide them with incentives to go further, buy a trial product, such as a course or an online service, and little by little you do what's called an upsell until they sell something you have to sell. Something you have to sell. You have influencer marketing. So that's all those who are on YouTube talking about a specific topic. For example, all the gamers on YouTube, analyzing games, playing games while people are watching. They become, by doing so, influencers, and influencers then get their money by having ads appearing in their stream and product placement doing the live streams. So, and the last one would probably be affiliate marketing, which is a very different kind of marketing. Basically, you do not have your own service and product. You basically offer the possibility, or you promote the product or the service of someone else. And when that person clicks on a link because you've been talking about that service or product, that person, the affiliate marketer, gets a commission on the sale, because when you click on their link, that click is recorded as this person is coming from this affiliate, so he gets a percentage of the ultimate sale if that person makes a sale. So basically, these are the 7 types of digital marketing, and there are different other subsections, I would say, that I wouldn't account as a specific type of marketing, such as conversion rate optimization, automation marketing, chatbot marketing, so conversation marketing. These are subsets, I would say, and they feed into one or more of these 7 types of digital marketing. Why do I tell you about those 7 digital marketing types? Well, depending on your personality, a specific type of digital marketing may be more suited to what you'd like to do, or would be able to do, or would appreciate to do, would like to do. And I say this because the more you like to do something specifically in accordance to your personality, the better you will be, obviously. We are at the top of our game if what we are doing for a living is something we really like doing. We all know that. So basically, by becoming your own boss and choosing one of those 7 types of digital marketing, you decide for yourself where you are more passionate about. But that being said, and that's the experience I personally made, if somebody is really just starting out in digital marketing, I invariably recommend that person to start with PPC marketing. And that's not why, and I'm not saying that because I have courses on PPC University, because obviously I do, and I sell courses and I help people become Google certified digital marketers in a matter of days, really, but there's more to it than just becoming certified. But I'm saying this because this is how I started myself, and I have seen how much easier it was in hindsight to start with PPC marketing. And the reasons for this are threefold. The first reason I would say is when starting with PPC, specifically with Google Ads, you immediately gain access to a globally recognized certificate, Google Ads certification. And believe it or not, clients if they see a certification on your website or on your business card, like the one I showed you a little bit earlier, they like that a lot because it takes certain questions and certain reticences out of their heads. They don't ask themselves as much as before. If there was no certification, the question is, that person actually, does he or she know what she's doing? Can I trust that person? He or she's asking me for that amount for campaign setup and then monthly management. That's an investment for me. How do I know he knows what to do? So a certification, an official certification, takes those questions pretty much out of the path. So it's easier to find clients and to sign up clients. That's the first important thing to know. The second one is that you have the possibility to generate an income fairly quickly in comparison to the other 7 types, the other 6 types. PPC marketing, specifically Google Ads, is so prevalent and so well known across all industry sectors and types of businesses. You can go anywhere, knock on the door, and offer services as a Google Ads certified digital marketer, and businesses know what you're doing. They don't know how you do it necessarily, but they know what you're doing. Google Ads is any business knows Google Ads. So that door opener makes it much faster to sell your services. Let's say in comparison to search engine optimization or content marketing, where you have to do a lot of explanation why that's important. Businesses know why it's important to appear with their ad. If somebody's looking on Google for a service or product that's related to the search that they're doing. If you are, let's say you have a problem at home with a pipe that burst or whatever, and the bathroom is filling up with water, if you don't know where to call, you hit Google and you type emergency plumbing or 47 plumber, and you find your person. You can call them up right away. You know where to turn to. Businesses know that. So it's much easier to explain how this works because businesses know that already. So that's a second element that I would say make PPC a perfect choice to start with. The third one, and that was something I understood later on after a few years of doing this, is that PPC marketing with Google helped me understand the importance of keywords. And you may think that, well, Stef, I know what a keyword is. Well, but wait for a second. It's not just what is a keyword. It's like, what's the right type of keyword to use to trigger an ad? And what does that keyword do in the head of a potential customer? We're talking about user intent. A certain combination of keywords triggers a different reaction in the mind of a potential customer. And getting certified with Google and learning PPC with Google and then doing my campaigns for my first clients taught me so much in terms of how to write an ad by adding the right keywords at the right spot, that I always used that information or that knowledge whenever it came to deal with content in the marketing sphere, the marketing space. And you do not have any content, any space in digital marketing across the 7 that I mentioned earlier where content doesn't play a role. If you do search engine optimization, or you ask anyone doing search engine optimization, you ask him how important keywords are for them, or how important keywords are for doing search engine optimization, he'll probably shake his head, because it's pretty much the most important thing to understand how to optimize a page for a specific keyword or a key phrase. The same is valid for social media management. If you are doing social media marketing, if you are doing a social media campaign and you have to do banners or posts or ads on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Pinterest, and you don't know which keywords to use to attract attention to your post, your banners, and your ads, then you lose conversions. It's as simple as that. Keywords really, like a silver thread, go through all the types of digital marketing. Content marketing, oh my God. If as a content marketer, as a content writer, a copywriter for either email or for websites or for landing pages, if you do not know how important keywords are in your title and in your first paragraph of what you're writing, then you're not doing a good job as a marketer. Every content marketer knows that. I'm telling you all this because all this knowledge comes from those who have kickstarted the entire thing, and that was Google in 2000. They started this keyword thing with Google search, and then PPC with Google Ads. So again, if I would have to start out in digital marketing, I would very certainly 100% start the same way I started out, and that was by learning PPC marketing first. And that doesn't mean that you will always stick with PPC marketing, but it's the easiest way to get your foot into the door. And look at me today. I have this home-based agency, a digital agency, and my clients, what I'm offering them is not just PPC. I do social media marketing, I do search engine optimization, and of course I do content marketing. These are services that I offer today, right? So for each client, and that's basically that's very often the way it works. Once a client is trusting that you know what to do and that you are on top of your game, in this case, I started out with PPC marketing, invariably the same client was asking me after some time, hey, Stef, you know the keyword stuff. Do you know how to do search engine optimization? Do you know what should I add to my website to come up on the first page of Google? Well, you need content and you need optimize it. Now you need content marketing too. Of course, I was adding content marketing services to my digital agency services. And the same was the case for search engine optimization, content marketing, social media, and email marketing, which I offer as a service to my clients. So, but whenever that question came, I realized later on, it all started very importantly with my knowledge around the importance of keywords, how to put them together in keyword clusters, which in Google Ads are called ad groups, and how to take care to make sure that I knew how to trigger a click by targeting user intent. That was really important. So long story short, I just wanted to get that off my chest because a lot of people ask me where I would recommend to start, and I invariably tell people start with Google Ads. So I don't want to we already have a little over 30 minutes. So I just don't want to go too much into detail now. There will be different live stream. This live stream will happen every week. And please do sign up for these live streams. Let me show you where you actually can do this before I tell you something very specific. Don't go away because there's something that if you're interested in becoming a digital marketer, you will not want to miss. So basically, if you're coming to my website here, PPC University, you see here, there's on the top menu on the right, live stream with a blinking red dot. That's because we're live now. If you click on this, you will end up in our vlog here. And this is where you sign up. So here in this field, you just add your name and your email, and then you receive each week the alert that I will be sending to those who are subscribed to that list, so that you're always informed about the next live stream coming up. And all the topics will evolve around how to become a Google certified digital marketer or how to kickstart a business in digital marketing working from home. So don't miss out to sign up on the website for these live streams. And something else before I let you go, very shortly. If you're not sure yet whether or not digital marketing would be a valid career choice for you, switching career, you have lost your job, you want to become your own boss, work from home. For me, what was very big was working from home. I always wanted to work from home and no longer have somebody breathing down my neck and tell me what to do. I just hated that. So I was so happy getting out of 9 to 5, and I decided to do that. But anyway, we will have in December, we will launch a 30-day bootcamp, free, completely free, where I will open one of our courses on our website to help anyone who wants to test the waters to become Google certified. So you will gain free access to one of our Google certification courses. On average, to become Google certified with our system that we have on PPC University is between 15 and 20 hours. So this can be, depending on the amount of time you can invest per week, this can go very fast, obviously. So for example, if you have like, I don't know, if you have 2 or 3 hours to invest per day, you will be done in a week. You could be done in a week if it takes a total of 20 hours. And that's for complete beginners. Now, we tested this with complete beginners, no idea whatsoever in digital marketing or PPC. They made it in 20 hours, certified, like Google certified. So basically what we do on PPC University, we have this Google certification preparation exams where you are trained to gain the skills that you require to pass the exams. You will not know how to do Google Ads, but you will know and you will succeed with the exam. What that gives you is a very good knowledge in the concept of how PPC works, and very importantly, the terminology that you need to actually accelerate your learning. So there's a 30-day bootcamp. Instead of 20 hours, we give you 30 days, an entire month, where I will be going live pretty much every day. There will be contests around this. There will be things to win, tools to win. If you go to PPC University on our website, you'll see a section tools here. Let me quickly show that to you before I let you go. Here, sorry, in courses, the course section, courses, you have all the courses here. And we're just setting this up. The prices are not the prices that you will see at the end. Here's a tools section. So there will be tools that can be won by those who participate in the 30-day bootcamp. But please, again, make sure you sign up on our website for the live stream so that you are informed about it, because that's also where we will announce, where I will announce the launch of the 30-day bootcamp. And at the end of this bootcamp, you will know whether or not it's something you could like. It is completely free. And at the end, you will be Google certified. No kidding. This is no joke. A lot of people take months or sometimes years to do this because they think they need experience doing Google Ads before becoming Google certified. And that's wrong. Science, educational science knows that you should start with a good exam preparation course if you want to learn a new skill. But anyway, long story short, I thank you very much for being with me today. We'll stop it here. I say goodbye for today. We'll meet each other next week, Fridays. This was an exceptional Sunday live stream. It will be on Friday every week. And it will always turn on to how to become a Google certified digital marketer, or how to kickstart a career in digital marketing. So again, thank you very much for your time. And I hope to see you soon in this channel. Have a good one.